Hey there, everybody. Seth Campbell here with the new Segue Says podcast. As you can see, I'm filming this on the same night as the past couple. Just trying to catch up and give myself a bit of a buffer so we can get this thing back off the ground. Well, this episode features two very unique singers, very well-known musicians, Neil Young and Phil Collins, artists people seem to either love or hate. Hopefully you love them. I do. In any event, hopefully you'll enjoy this. And the two songs are very different, except for the fact that they're in the same key and at similar tempos. The first song is A Man Needs a Maid, which is by Neil Young. And the second song, In the Air Tonight, is obviously by Phil Collins, a little more ubiquitous than the first. In any event, so we're going to start with A Man Needs a Maid. And I want to thank one of my amazing professors at Berklee College of Music, Margaret McAllister, who, because I'd heard this song before, but it's one of her favorites, and she was talking to us about it, and to me specifically. We were talking about the structure and you know what makes it such a good song, even though it doesn't really follow a standard song form. It's a unique masterpiece, an unusual masterpiece, but a masterpiece nonetheless. Because it starts very sparse, and then there's like a full orchestra kicks in, and there's bells and all this stuff, and then it all kind of drops out, and then it all comes back, and then it all drops out again. And since it's not a standard form, I can't really play you a verse and chorus, but I can play you the beginning and the end, and that's kind of what I'm going to try to do, just to give you a sense. It's a fairly short song, but it's long enough that I'm not going to play everything from it. And there's a little piano intro, and then the vocals kick in. My life is changing in so many ways. I don't know who to trust anymore. There's a shadow running through my days, like a beggar going from door to door. I was thinking maybe I'd get a maid, find a place nearby for her to stay. Just someone to keep my house clean, fix my meals and go away. A man needs a maid. There's an unusual section, you know, the bells and heavy strings come in. It's hard to make the change. You know, it gets very different, and it goes through a bunch of stuff, and then at the end it comes back to this. Some time ago, I don't remember when, I was watching a movie with a friend. I fell in love with the actress. She was playing a part that I could understand. A man needs a maid. These are all sort of based around, oh, my phone is saying low battery, so I'm going to keep going and gamble that I'm going to make it through this. So we'll see how that goes. So the whole screen tapping thing there probably looked weird, but I'm too far in. Anyway, you know, this part at least is all centered around D minor, and so you've got D minor, C over D, and just C, and then B flat, and you know, these fairly simple diatonic minor chords. And then there's a little outro that has a little bit of stuff that was in the middle section, and ends with this little, when will I see you again? That's how it ends. Like I said, it's a very unusual piece, very short, but still manages to be very dynamic. Now, In the Air Tonight, everyone knows, You know, it was Phil Collins' first solo album. It was on Face Value. It was a huge hit. He swears he brought this song to the other members of Genesis as one of the options of songs he'd written that they could do. And Tony Banks, the keyboard player, swears he did not, in fact, bring this one to them, because he says if he brought it to us, we would have done it as a band. So that one's up for debate between them. But it's very well known, and of course the original album version is famous. You know, it's got a very distinct sound. It has, you know, essentially a drum machine loop and these synth organ sounds. But I actually first heard it, Phil performed it, him playing grand piano and Daryl Sturmer playing acoustic guitar, just the two of them, did a version of it for Amnesty International's charity show, The Secret Policeman's Other Ball. And if you can find the footage of this on YouTube, you have to check it out, because people who don't like the song have been won over by this performance. I'm not kidding. I've shown this to people who don't like the song, and they say that they love this version. So my version is very much inspired by that, but it's still the same song. And essentially has a D holding in the left hand, the bass. And this is the chorus. It's just D minor, C over D, B flat over D, C. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord. As you can hear, it's kind of the same tempo, same key. And if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand, 'cause I've seen your face before, my friend. But I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been, and it's all been a pack of lies. I've been told I sound like Phil Collins vocally, you know, so I love singing Phil Collins consequently. So as you can hear, very similar songs in terms of well, at least this and the part of A Man Needs a Maid that we looked at. And so, of course, you know, how would you do this as a segue? Well, A Man Needs a Maid is pretty unique. You really can't do this one, you know, both ways or back and forth. I just like to do A Man Needs a Maid into In the Air Tonight. And since A Man Needs a Maid just ends on this D minor chord, you know, sort of open, ambient D minor, you know, it's one of those pivot segues. The last note of the first song is also the first note of the second song. And so it would sound something like this. Simple. One to the other. Both very beautiful pieces in different ways. I personally like it. Like I said, you know, some people don't like Neil Young, some people don't like Phil Collins. I love both of them. And so that's that one. So thank you so much, as always, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. and I will see you again very soon.